Last night, something took over your body. It paralyzed your arms and legs so you couldn't move. It cut your senses off from the real world. And then it played you a full, vivid movie that you completely believed was real, right up until you opened your eyes. That something was your own brain. And you let it happen on purpose, like you do every single night. Over your whole life, you will spend about 6 years of it dreaming. 6 years. And here's the part that should genuinely bug you. We can land robots on Mars, but the reason your brain makes you hallucinate every single night is still one of the biggest open questions in science. So let's treat it like a crime. We've got a victim. That's you. A nightly break-in you can't even remember. And a short list of suspects. Let's line them up. First, the scene of the crime. In 1953, a researcher named Eugene Aserinsky was watching his young son sleep when he noticed the kid's eyes darting back and forth under his eyelids, like he was watching a tennis match. He had stumbled onto REM sleep, the stage where most of your dreaming happens. And here's the creepy part. The moment the movie starts, your brainstem flips a switch that shuts off your muscles. It's called REM atonia, and it's a safety feature, so you don't leap up and physically act out whatever is happening in your head. Because when that switch fails, people do act it out. There are real cases of people diving out of bed to tackle their own furniture, throwing punches at monsters that were only ever in their heads. So every single night, you are technically a little bit paralyzed and a little bit hallucinating. We just call it going to sleep. And sometimes that switch lingers a beat too long. You wake up, your mind is fully on, but your body is still locked down. That's sleep paralysis, and your half-dreaming brain loves to fill the dark room with a shadowy figure standing in the corner. Same safety feature, worst possible timing. Then, almost as soon as the movie ends, your brain deletes it. You forget about 95% of your dreams within minutes of waking up because the chemical you need to save a memory is turned way down while you dream. Your brain films the entire thing, then refuses to hit save. Oh, and those long, unhinged dreams you have right before your alarm goes off. That is not an accident. Your REM stretches get longer through the night, so the weirdest feature film of all is the one screening at 6 in the morning. Okay, so who keeps making these movies and why? Time to meet the suspects. Suspect 1, the survival instructor. Notice how many of your dreams are stressful. You're being chased, you're falling, you're back in school for a test you forgot to study for. A Finnish scientist named Antti Revonsuo thinks that is the whole point, that a dream is a threat simulator, a safe place to rehearse danger. The ancestor who practiced escaping the lion every night got better at escaping the lion for real. The problem is, nobody told your brain the lion is now an unread email from your boss. Suspect 2, the night shift librarian. While you sleep, your brain replays the day. Scientists watched rats run a maze, then watched their brain cells run the exact same maze again in their sleep, sped up like a highlight reel. Dreaming may be your brain sorting the day, deciding what to keep and what to throw out, which is also why cramming all night before a test backfires. You skipped the shift where your brain actually saves what you learned. Suspect 3, the overnight therapist. During REM sleep, your brain switches off one specific stress chemical called noradrenaline. So you can replay an upsetting memory in a calm, chemical-free version of your own head and quietly strip the sting out of it. The neuroscientist Matthew Walker calls it exactly that, overnight therapy. It's why a problem that felt like the end of the world at midnight somehow feels survivable by morning. You slept on it, literally. Suspect 4 is the strangest and honestly my favorite, the artist. A scientist named Erik Hoel noticed that artificial intelligence has the exact same problem your brain does. Train it on the same boring data over and over, and it gets brilliant at the routine and useless at anything new. The fix engineers use is to feed it weird, distorted, made-up nonsense on purpose. Hoel thinks that is what dreams are, your brain injecting itself with pure nonsense overnight so you don't get stuck being good at only your exact daily routine. And if that sounds far-fetched, consider this. The sewing machine, the ring-shaped structure of benzene, and the melody of the Beatles song Yesterday were all reportedly figured out in a dream. Paul McCartney woke up with the entire tune in his head and spent weeks convinced he must have stolen it from someone else. Sometimes the nonsense is genius. Now for the part that sounds completely fake. You can wake up inside a dream. It's called lucid dreaming, and for decades scientists had no way to prove it was even real. Because how do you prove someone is awake inside their own head? In 1980, a scientist named Stephen LaBerge cracked it. He had sleeping volunteers agree, before bed, to move their eyes in a specific left-right pattern the instant they realized they were dreaming. Then he sat back and watched the sensors. And from inside the dream, fast asleep, one of them sent the signal. Left, right, left, right. A message I blinked out from another world while the lab watched it arrive. Since then, dreamers have answered yes or no questions and even solved simple math in real time without ever waking up. And here is how you can try it tonight. Inside a dream, your brain can't handle fine detail. Try to read a sentence or check a clock, and the letters scramble, the numbers keep changing. So while you're awake a few times a day, look at a clock, look away, then look back. Do it enough, and you'll do it in a dream too. And the moment those numbers melt in front of you, you'll know. You're dreaming, and the whole world is yours. And once you start paying attention, dreams get even stranger. Here's the one that gets me. Your brain cannot invent a new face. Every single stranger you have ever met in a dream, the terrifying ones, the beautiful ones, the ones you swear you've never seen, is someone you really passed at some point in a crowd, on a train, and forgot. Your dreams have no strangers, only a cast of extras you filed away years ago. And it is not just us. Rats dream about their mazes. Your dog's twitching paws are almost certainly a chase. And an octopus, asleep, will ripple through colors across its skin, like it is dreaming in a language we can actually see. So, back to the crime. Who makes the movie and why? The honest verdict is that they all did it. Every night, your brain rehearses your fears, files your memories, quietly takes the edge off your worst day, and shakes itself up with a little nonsense to keep you from going stale. The weirdest thing your body does, the nightly movie you are built to forget, might be the maintenance that keeps you you. You are not losing a third of your life to sleep. You are being repaired, rehearsed, and rewritten, one ridiculous dream at a time. So tonight, when your brain locks you down and the show begins, just remember, it's working. Try to enjoy the flight. Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked this one, give it a like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.